Hey, Mark Shepard, honesthypnosis.com, and today I have a thought for you today. It's going to be a video post, not a type-written post, so hopefully you have just a minute because this is going to be short, but I think to the point. And I'm getting ready to do a little road trip with my 30-year-old son. We're going to go visit my 88-year-old dad. And one of the cool things about my 88-year-old dad is he is one of the healthiest people I know. He is physically healthy. He swims 3 times a week. He does all kinds of very physical things. He hangs out with people in their 20s and 30s for the most part because he has that kind of energy level. And my son Andrew, who I'll be traveling to visit my dad with, has also taken to heart a lot of the ideas about personal transformation and taking personal responsibility for literally the food you put in your body, the thoughts you're thinking, and the actions you take. And so I want to share with you one key idea that I've noticed in my dad. And I'm going to hopefully interview him while I'm on this trip. And the thing is with my dad is that I remember back in the 70s, he had an ulcer. He was angry all the time. He smoked. He drank. He was overweight, and he's an above the knee amputee. And because weight fluctuation made it hard for him because of the way his artificial leg, his prosthesis would fit. So one day he just kind of decided to start working on himself, and I think that was really one of the key formative roles that he played in my life, is that here was a guy who started reading and researching and then applying the things that he was reading about. So he tried lots of different kinds of ways of eating, and he began to subscribe to a bunch of health newsletters, and he literally educated himself on cancer prevention and peak performance fitness, and a lot of the ideas that I share in some of my courses started with him. He's the guy that first taught me about meridian tapping, or EFT. He's the guy that first taught me about slow burn fitness. He's the guy that taught me about fermented foods. He's the guy that taught me, he actually gave me my first book that had NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, in it, a book by Tony Robbins called Unlimited Power. And so my dad is a pretty big influence, and it's no accident that my son, another generation down, has also been applying a lot of these ideas, and he lives the most amazing, abundant life. Living in New York City, he and his young wife are really doing amazing things. They travel. She works at the New York Times. He works at the CUNY School of Journalism. They're actually they're living their dream in their chosen field. So I see it in action, not only in my dad, not only in myself, but in my son as well. That's 3 generations of people. My daughter, who lives in St. Louis, is pursuing a path as a Pilates teacher, Pilates trainer, and she's considering going into physical therapy as a field. And so the point I'm trying to make in this video is, no matter what you're doing, no matter what time in your life, you can begin to make changes. You can begin to pay attention to what works and to begin to dispel the myths that we've all grown up with about what's healthy, what isn't. My dad was the first guy to say, hey, these guys who are running, these long distance endurance runners, it's not actually so good for your body. Sprinters, look at the sprinter. The sprinter's body is more of what our bodies are designed to do, because the ancient humans, they didn't run all the time. They ran towards, killing the woolly mammoth, or they ran away from the woolly mammoth. That was sprinting. That's really what we're designed to do. We walk or we sprint. The whole endurance running thing, yes, the body can do it, but it takes a great toll on the body. And if you look at the body of a long distance runner, they tend to be kind of wasted away. They tend to be, literally not a whole lot of muscle mass. And ultimately, muscle burns more fuel. So we want to build muscle, right? So if you're interested in physical fitness, you want to check out my It's Not Just About the Food course. And if you are someone who is struggling with anxiety or performance anxiety, it's all connected. You want to check out my Crush Anxiety course. If you're someone who is trying to get rid of a habit like smoking, I have a whole course for that as well, and on and on and on. If you are a man, there's a whole series of courses I'm developing because there's something going on in our culture, and I think both women and men are suffering from the confusion on the part of men. All right, so there's a lot I want to share with you here, and today, ultimately, the takeaway tip is this. Whatever it is that you want, you can have. You may not be able to have it instantly, but once you set your mind up to create what it is you want instead of what it is you don't want, once you begin to focus on a daily basis on what it is you want and to ask yourself very powerful self-hypnotic questions like, why do I experience physical fitness? Why do I experience health? Why do I experience confidence and calm? Why am I a peak performer? Those kinds of questions that presuppose what it is you want, that's actually hypnosis. And it's actually the most available, rapid form of hypnosis anywhere on the planet. And no one else is teaching this. And I just gave that to you for free. So I want you to look around the site, check out what's here, check back through the articles, because every single day, I either create a video, a podcast, or a written blog type article that has some kind of nugget in it for you. All right, so that's my gift to you, and ultimately, your gift to yourself is to get with the idea that this amazing thing between your ears is a very, very powerful, powerful engine of opportunity, and it is something that no one is given a user's manual for. And Honest Hypnosis is the user's manual for that. So I want to thank you very much, and I will see you on the inside.